by way of introduction, my name is Victor Ademola, and I am glad to be the moderator of today's induction program, welcoming a new set of learners into Cohort 7 of the Zero to Techie program. And to take us in our first agenda for today, I would invite no other person than the co-founder of Secure Intelligence Limited, OJ Adekoya, to welcome us and give us a brief overview of the academy that is hosting this induction ceremony this morning. Good morning, OJ.
Good morning, Victor, and thank you for the warm welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Am I getting a slide? At least one.
That's coming up just right about.
Thank you. And I want to say good morning and welcome to everybody on the call. It's good to have you all here. It's a very, I'd say, a very intimate session. The last time we did this, we had hundreds of people on this first induction, but because we're now a bit more focused, right? It's not, we're not having as many people, but I think that's also a very big plus for the learners, because that means from day one, you start to get that very close, I'd say closer relationship with the instructors. So first, let me talk about Secure Intelligence. Secure Intelligence Limited is essentially a consulting outfit, a tech consulting outfit. What we do is we build stuff. So we're hands-on guys. We technically build it. We think it with our customers, envision an idea or a product, and then we get into that point of actually configuring something, designing it, operating it. So we're very building. We're very hands-on guys, and the idea for this academy kind of came from the scarcity of resources when we started building out our operations in Africa. We needed experts, we needed technical talent, and we struggled to find them. There are a lot of people looking for work, no doubt, but when you ask them to do some things and they're unable to, and then you start to struggle to even, start with the basics. So for us, it was a journey, and that journey led us to CIL Academy, and we said, okay, fine, we're going to develop all the talents that comes into CIL. That became the ambition. So we want to be in a position where every talent that comes into our organization actually also comes in through the academy. But again, that offers, in our opinion, it offers a lot of benefits to learners, because you're not being taught by someone that's just running through some PowerPoints and some slides. You're actually being taught by someone that is actually, that's what they do for a living. So what stands us out from all the other academies out there at the moment is the fact that because we actually we're a tech outfit, that's the work we do 9 to 5, means that the way we teach is very hands-on. The way we teach is very involved. So there are very few programs out there where you go and someone wants to also ensure that you understand how project management works, right? You're a cloud engineer. You're wondering, why do I need that? But because we are focused on you being able to work, being able to take on work, and we were very keen on hiring from our own academy. So most of the technical talent that we have within our organization come through our academy. So we are very interested in people coming through these programs and actually being able to do being skilled. So you will find that as you go throughout the program. Also, in terms of the opportunities beyond CIL, we believe that the skills that you'll learn, especially in these two programs, data engineering and cloud engineering, they're not the typical, you go somewhere, someone says, I want to become a software engineer. What does software engineer mean? Is there any specialization or any particular skill that a software engineer has? It's a very ambiguous title, very broad. But the way we've gone about creating our programs means that as a cloud engineer or a data engineer, you sit in a lot of different roles. You can be an API engineer, an API architect. You can be a cloud security engineer. You can be a database administrator, a database engineer, data analytics person, even a business intelligence person, right? Based on the skills that you will pick up, right? Learning the modules that we will provide for you. And one thing I want you to be very excited about is hands-on. So we're very hands-on, we're very practical, but we are also very big on the foundations. The first few modules are essentially building your foundation. Don't ignore those things. Don't ignore the things that sound like we're repeating what you already know, or they sound like this is just theory. We have the curriculum is very specific. It's been specifically designed to build up that knowledge so that you are ready by the time someone says, all right, configure this thing or try to do this, you are actually ready because we have established, or we have reinforced the foundations for you. And finally, mindset. It's important that you see this as a journey. If you assume that at the end of 6 months you're going to become the best cloud engineer in the world, um, unfortunately that might be disappointing. That's not what's going to happen. But at the end of 6 months, like most of the people that have gone through this program, you'll have enough confidence, enough knowledge, enough skill to be able to tackle whatever cloud engineering or data engineering challenges you face. You will be so confident that you can acquire additional knowledge and be able to make use of that. So see this as a journey. We want to promote a mindset of constant or of continuous development. You're always learning. Always see every opportunity to learn. You will learn presentation. You will pick up skills around presentation that you did not know you had before. You will pick up skills around organizing information that you probably were not expecting within a program like this. So it's important that you see it as a journey. Grab every opportunity. Volunteer for everything that's put in front of you. Say yes, please select me. I want to do that, because it's better to fail and get corrected within this program than for you to make assumptions about your abilities and then go out there and not be able to perform. So take advantage, learn as much as you can, nominate yourselves, do every exercise that you're asked to do, but be open to knowledge, be open to the journey, right? Enjoy the journey. Uh, don't make assumptions that you know. Don't assume that you're an expert. Don't assume that you're great at anything or you're bad at anything. Just embrace the journey. All right. And we will commit to you. We will commit to ensuring that at the end of this journey, you have a level of expertise that you become very valuable to employers or to people looking for the skills that you possess. So again, welcome to Secure Intelligence Limited Academy. Welcome to Zero to Techie. Welcome to Cloud and Data Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome and introduction, OJ. We're glad to have you lay this foundation as regarding what we stand to gain, what we also would be benefiting in the course of our learning session. I can, okay, I thought Mohammed was raising his hand. However, let's do a little bit of icebreaker, if you would allow. Can we all turn on our videos? I realized only OJ's video was turned on earlier on. Can I get videos turned on? All right, I'm seeing faces on my screen already. I would love to see more faces. I would love to see more faces. I would love to see more faces. Yes, I see Frederick. I see Oladimeji. That's great. That's great. I see real one, David. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Someone is joining us from Pluto, or what did I just see? I thought I saw a space jet. Okay. Isaac, nice to see your faces. We are touching names to the faces now. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of one of the things OJ said. I'm seeing that just a handful of learners on the call, as against the plenty hundreds and as against the plenty hundreds of numbers we would have typically. Yes, I can see Kojo. Great, great. So why this is going on, can you just drop in the in-call message where you're joining today's induction program for? What part of the world are you joining today's induction program for? Yes, it's not typically a location based. It's not location constraint. We are not constrained physically to a location. I would love to know. It's Kojo from Ghana. All right. Let me not bring the banter that is recently happened, saying the Nigerian guys and the Ghana guys. Well, we are one. We're gone. We're one. All right. There's Gladys joining in from Kenya. Awesome. Good to have you from Kenya. There's someone from Ogun State, Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome. I'm glad to see us join. Isaac from Ghana. Interesting. It's like our Ghana brothers are here. Our Ghana brothers are here. Awesome. Awesome. Am I seeing any other pop up? Interesting. There's Taki from Ghana also. Okay, interesting, 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 interesting. Good to see all of us joining. Thanks for joining and turning on your video to engage us in this intimate session. I would be using the word intimate all through as OJ has set the pace. All right, we'll go on to the next bit of the induction program as I invite the head of faculty, CIL Academy, popularly called Celebrity Blessing. Now, learners, you would know why we call him Celebrity Blessing. Um, as you journey through your Zero to Techie program, Blessing will be taking us through the curriculum overview, and you would see the importance of that when it begins. Good morning, Blessing. Can you confirm you can hear me? Blessing, if you're speaking, you're muted at the moment.
I wasn't. Was
Okay,
synchronizing
like
sounds.
you might be
10
joining
seconds of lag.
10,
Can you hear us now?
Here with us.
Can you hear us now?
Loud and clear, Blessing.
Fabulous. How is that? More? Volume up? Okay. Max. Right. Great stuff. What am I doing? Overview of the curriculum and expectations. I like expectations more than curriculum. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Blessing, I know you got the introduction that happened earlier on, but we have your reps from Kenya and Ghana here to mention that.
Let's not start. We're not starting today. We're not doing this today, right? Today is going to be all cordial and beautiful. How many minutes have I got to do this? I think it's from now until when? Let's have a check on time so I'll be able to keep track. So we've gone till 11 a.m. WAT, right? And this is 9:22. Okay, so 2 minutes in. I won't be doing this alone. I think I've got people with me. Where are my people, Victor? Where are the
All right,
six people with me?
I can see them on the streets of this intimate meeting.
Okay, who am I expecting? I see Favor on there.
Favor is here, Collins is here.
Okay,
And
Collins.
perhaps Charity is trying to work our way around certain developments.
Okay, so I'm expecting Favor, Collins, and Charity, right?
Yes,
Any more?
please.
Okay.
Just the three of them.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. If you're hearing any background sound of something running behind me, it's just a cute dog. And at some point, he probably will feature in the camera and you'd see him. But yeah, just ignore any sound that is not from me or Favor, Collins, and Charity. So good to meet every one of us. Can I get away from all of the members of cohort 7 that hold on, don't wave yet. I'm going to split you into categories, all right? So can you wave to me if you've done this before? You've had any experience with cloud engineering or data engineering, and it's not all new to you. At least you've had one or two things. You've kind of dived into it and dived out. Can you give me a wave if you're in that category? Right, no hands are going up. Okay, just one hand. Read one. Beautiful. See you read one. Who else? Okay, beautiful. Then I'm going to assume that the rest of us are like me. I don't know what the cloud is. You might as well be talking about something like the sky, right? So that's good. Good to know. We start from somewhere, right? I've been introduced. I am blessing you, and that's how we always end. That's enough introduction for me. Just call me blessing whenever you hang around me, right? And that should do. The Zero to Techie program is pretty much straightforward and simple. We know what the outcome is, and I want you to think about it this way. Okay, on the left-hand side is where we're starting, and on the right-hand side, we know the expectation we want out of it. We want competent cloud engineers, competent data engineers. Now, somewhere within the middle, we are going to be learning, practicing, quarreling, fighting, all is in the mix. Okay, there'll be a whole lot of things happening somewhere in that middle. But at the end, on the other side of the equation, on the right-hand side, you will come out as a cloud or data engineer. Now, you could literally hear me including that quarreling and fighting, right? Okay, we literally won't throw punches, but there will be times when you don't want to see my face or Victor's face if you don't play by the rules of the academy. It's a very strict program. It's a very, very heavy program, if you like. And you are not going to come out on the right-hand side as a competent cloud engineer if you don't put in as much of the work as we want you to put in. So I'm going to be very clear from the beginning to say, I'm your friend and I'm your enemy. I would alternate as we go through the program. Over the next 4 months, right? I would either be friendly with you or be very, very cross with you, depending on the outcome I want and depending on what you're showing to me that you're doing. So my faculty is a rather strict faculty, rather regimented, but it has to be so. Otherwise, we don't produce competency, right? Competency is not born out of complacency. You can write that down. Now, over the next few weeks or months, we'll walk through 8 modules, okay? And I'll tell you what those modules are. In module 1, we'll be doing what we call introductory concepts. So what's this cloud, by the way? What's up in the sky? You know, what do we really need to do? What do we need to put ourselves up with to go into the actual learning? Now, module 1 is often ignored, often overlooked. People will be like, yeah, I know all those things, don't worry. But by the time you get to module 5, you realize you needed module 1 badly. So pay attention to those introductory concepts. In module 2, we'll be looking at the knowledge and skills for foundational certifications. Yes, we start talking about certification from module 2. Surprise, surprise, right? So straight away, as we push you into module 2, we already say to you, we need you to start to prepare to certify. On this program, you will need to have certain certifications. Otherwise, you get to a point where you cannot continue beyond. Now, in this particular cohort, there's a slight difference because you've kind of paid for certain levels of engagements, but there's a point you won't cross beyond if you haven't certified yourself. All of these details will come across as we get into it. In module 3, we start looking at cloud service providers. How do you access them? Okay, there's Azure, there's AWS, there's Google. Those are popular. Then there are other ones. But how do you get into their space and play there? We look at those access methods. And then we look at things like compute and storage. How do you store data? How do you launch compute instances and do some form of processing? Okay. Then we also start to look in details at things like what we call infrastructure as code. Some of this will be familiar to you. Some of us on the call will just be going above our heads. Don't worry, it will become second nature by the time we get into those modules. In module 4, we're looking at databases, and then we look at networking. We also look at data analytics. We look at data engineering in the full flesh. You start to see the data engineering. This is where you start to really, really, really come alive, because you start to learn things that pertain to data engineering. Module 5, we start to look at security, and also we look at advanced database, warehousing, and things like what you call analytics. Okay, in this case, not the introductory version you had before, but now we're diving deep. You start to play with things like, how do I move data from one point to another? That's what you're looking at. But core in module 5 is always security. And I don't want to overemphasize this, but when you get into the cloud, security becomes something that you cannot do without. If you miss it in security, you miss it everywhere. So right from module 1, you'll be talking about it, but by the time you get to module 5, you will really dive into how you secure your cloud-related workload. In module 6, we start doing DevOps, CI/CD, more on infrastructure as code. So you start to hear things like Terraform, CloudFormation, all of that start to come in. But more importantly, in the same module 6, you start to look at operations and governance. So you build this wonderful thing on the cloud. How do you look after it? Right? I'm not going to look after it for you. You got to write that by yourself. How would your operations and team look after what you've developed or what you've built? Governance, how do you know you're meeting all the regulatory requirements required of you? So the cloud and data engineering itself is not just technical. The technical bit is tiny. There are the business bits that you've got to start to think about. How do I go commercial? All of that comes into module 6. With any luck, you would complete everything I've been talking about now up to module 6, so that in module 7, we start doing hands-on practical. We start to brief you about your project. You will have a project to work on, right, at the end of all of this. So module 7 is all about practice, 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 practice. By then, you would already know so many things. You'll be able to go into AWS and start to do stuff. I think I might clarify that after module 3, we kind of keep Azure and we keep Google to the side, and we proceed with just AWS. The reason being, it's easier for us to hone your skills in one than to take all 3 of them over that short period. You will not master it. So we kind of go deep down into AWS. And in module 8, finally, you have your project, which you do as a cohort, and you also present to us. So that's just a brief look at the module. But if you look at what you've got in front of your screen, it gives you that overview, okay, a top level overview of everything I've just drilled down into. Today, we might all be at 0. We're all at the basic level, right? We start to move. As we move across those modules I've mentioned, module 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, you start to move from basic, you become intermediate, and you start to go into advanced concepts. And you look at those domains that have been put out there in front of you. They may not look familiar to you, and I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to explain each of those domains to you, but you would get to understand them as we get into the meat of the matter. 24 weeks, I think, is that 24 weeks we're going to be having? It's okay. So over the next 24 weeks, all of those things would become pretty much clear to you. Right. So that's probably enough of me talking. Let me listen to you. Have you got questions? I hope you have. There has to be questions. And if you're worried about asking verbally, you could opt to type it in the messages, and I will pick it up from the message and read out. I rather prefer you talk to me, but if you can't, just give it a type, and I will be able to look at that for you.
Okay, Blessing, just while you keep an eye on the channel for questions, and I do that commensurately. You said something very profound, which if you would allow me, just amplify it to the ears of our learners. And that I'm looking into my notes. You said something get your hands on everything but master at least one thing. And I mean, it's billboard worthy. There are many tools around the cloud and data engineering environment, but at some point in time, the faculty, with its resources, will help you to focus on one particular part. So after about 24 weeks, thereabout, you would be taking a cup of coffee or sipping from a bottle like OJ and Blessing, and you'll be telling your customer, this is the path we should go. All right, I think you have a question there. We have a question for you, Blessing. How many exams? That question is from Real One David, and it reads, how many exams are we to do while on this program? Are we paying for the exams?
So I'll take the half part of that question, and I'll let the commercial team take the other half. As per faculty requirement, you're expected to have one foundational certification, and that could be the AWS, what's it called? Cloud practitioner. Thank you. Or the Azure, I think is what's that thing called in Azure?
Microsoft Fundamental Azure.
Fundamentals. Right? They're not in my head this morning. Can't be bothered. And then there's the Google Leadership one. So one of those three is a mandatory requirement within the faculty. Okay, but that doesn't limit you from doing as many as you want. Over the course of the program, I've seen a lot of my learners go on to do certified solution architects, go on to do Azure DevOps professional, and so on. So there are so many of them you may want to do. But in terms of mandatory requirements, we want the foundational one, those three foundational ones, one of them is a must. Okay, I will let the commercial team answer the other one on paying for them. Victor, pass that one back to you. You might be on mute there, Victor.
Oh, I didn't know I was on mute on this device. Okay, thank you very much, Blessing. To the fee part, yes, the payment is entirely separate. We don't charge you for the exams you write, and we are not solely responsible for the coordination of the exams that we expect of you to write and get certified in. However, one of the things the faculty, the academy has taken upon itself to do is position ourselves due to our strategic relationship with AWS to get vouchers available for you for easy passage. So what we do is we are like your middleman. So instead of you looking about where to get vouchers from and going through that stress, you can reach out to members of the faculty. I think I had a bird whisper that I'm going to be your buddy in Cohort 7. I'm not really sure yet. Let the bird whisper properly, and then we would know. So you outrightly reach out to me. I ensure that process is seamless. You make your payment, and your voucher gets to you right away. You schedule your exams, and trust me, we would always be rooting for you. Does that answer your question? Real one. And Oladimeji, that question also, you asked
number 2, right?
Also. Yeah, number 2. So let's go to number 1 question for Oladimeji.
Yeah, Readborn, can you just give me a thumbs up if that's clear enough? Can you give me a thumbs up, Readborn, if that's clear enough? Can you hear me, Readborn? Can you give me a thumbs up if that answered your question? Yeah? Good. Good man. So let me answer part 1 of Oladimeji's. So part 2 also is going to answer Oladimeji, right? So part 1, may I ask what requirements needed for this training, computer systems application, and other necessary things? So first things first, number 1, the first thing I need or you need for this training is you. Okay? So let's be very clear on that. You are the number 1 requirement. Okay? Now, having presented yourself, and we love you, we welcome you, you do need a computer system, yes. Ideally, a laptop, because you probably want to be mobile and still be able to carry on what you're doing. If you don't have a laptop, maybe a desktop or a fixed PC would do, but then you kind of have to remember you need to be in that spot when you need to do what you need to do. I love your iPhone 20s. They're beautiful. Sometimes they'll be useful, but they're not always going to be sufficient for the things that we do. So keep them as handy backups. But yeah, understand that you always need more than an iPhone or Android phone, whatever spec you've got. I was just smiling because looking around where we are in the studio right now, talking to you, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laptops, right? 7 laptops right where we are right now. And all of them are part of this program running at the moment. So we are not even, we're not sparing anything. And I would expect you won't. Find yourself a laptop that is good enough, at least 8 gigabytes of RAM with sufficient storage and Intel processor that is good enough, or AMD, whatever, at least I would say 1.2 gigahertz processor, right? With good internet connectivity. Buy yourself good data. There's no point being in the class and you're lagging behind because you're having device failures. Please cover all those bases. Okay, that would allow you to enjoy the program. Okay, and we do need, and I said we needed you, right? But we also need you to be there in terms of mind and body, research, reading. We're going to have to ask you to do so many things. You have to read a lot, right? A lot of reading, a lot of study. So please be ready for this. Okay. Marion has got a question about internship. Oladimeji, hopefully that answers all your questions, and if not, let me know. Marion is saying, are we going to be helped with internship placements? Right, quite straight out of the blocks question. Victor, do you want to take that one, please?
Okay, so one of the things our operation cuts across in secure intelligence is such that just like OJ said in his opening remark, that we are that technology outfit that is out to solve the problem of resourcemen being available, in my own words. But OJ did speak around that circumference, if you add that. And it streamlines us down to the fact that we have harnessed for ourselves.
Lost Victor briefly. Okay. Okay. Do bear while Victor reconnects. We've lost him briefly. And if Victor is not
okay, I realized my other device has thrown me out. Can you hear me loud and clear here?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure where you stopped hearing me. However, I'll just pick it up from what I was saying. We offer strategic, due to the strategic relationships that we have built and harnessed over the years, it's good to say that we would pass you on to organizations that require your skill set based on merit, and also we would, based on merit, and this is going to solely emphasis on what I'm saying. This is going to be on merit. It is not part of the package that makes up the program. So we look into this when we get to that point and make necessary referrals and recommendation. Emphasis, this would be based on merit. All right,
thank you very
Marion.
much, Victor. Yeah,
all right, please go ahead, Blessing.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize that last line that you mentioned, based on merits, right? Based on merits. We again, one of the functions of the faculty is to make things like this very, very clear. Apart from, I know most of the things we're saying today, you will probably not remember them, okay? But we'll try and put this in front of you again and again and again and again, okay? It is going to be based on merit and nothing more. So how do you merit it from the get-go? just like you got out of the blocks asking that question, Marion, from the get-go, you need to jump in and work your way through. Okay. With permission, Victor, I want to introduce these lovely helpers that have got on the call so that we can merge the sessions and they can start to speak, if that's okay with you, Victor.
The pleasure is all mine, Blessing.
Thank you very, very much. Right. You know when Mario goes says I don't go anywhere without my general. I think that was the dear Drogba, right? So I've got some generals on the call, right? And they are here from cohort 6. Let me see if I can find them. Can you go on video, please? It would be nice to see your faces. I think I saw Favor earlier. So I will be
Favor, Charity, Collins.
and Collins, yeah. I'll be calling each of them to introduce themselves and tell us. Please let us know if you're a cloud or data engineer, okay? And yeah, very brief introduction because I reckon you have more questions to answer from this lovely new cohort 7. So the people I've brought in here are cohort 6 representatives, right? And I would love you, cohort 7 incoming, to ask them about the program, things you want to know. So there'll be a mix and match. If there are questions, as I can see still coming in, that we need to answer, we will. If it's questions to what the program looks like, I want them to also speak up. So Favor, do you want to quickly introduce yourself? And after you, Collins, and after Collins, Charity. Go, Favor.
Hello. Hello, amazing. Cohort 7. Yeah, really amazing. My name is Favor Onyocha. I'm cloud engineer at cloud engineering at CIL Academy. Is it just the introduction we're doing, or?
Yeah, just introduction will do. Thank you very much, Favor. Collins, do you want to introduce yourself? I think I can see you there.
Yes. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Collins Emmanuel from the cohort 6. I'm a member of the cohort 6 students, and I'm in data engineering. It's nice to meet with you guys online at least.
Thank you, Collins. Charity, do you want to introduce? And if you can come on video too, that would be greatly appreciated.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Charity Francis. I am also part of the cohort 6 cloud engineering course. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I think I had 2 cloud engineers and 1 data engineer there, right? Did I get that right? Okay, so you've got it spread. That means, yeah, you can ask about each and every one. I think what they don't mention now is there are very senior colleagues that are right now working on their projects, and very soon we'll be seeing what they produce. Okay, so before I go back to take questions again, I would want you to ask them questions you feel like you want to ask. What do you want to know about the program? These are people that have experienced it and are almost wrapping up. Tomorrow you will get those that finished in cohort 5, I think. That tomorrow, actually today, you get more from those that have already graduated. But these are people that are still in the program, fresh experience, fresh knowledge. So ask them what you want to ask them now. Anyone going for that first? You can go audio or you can type. I know there are 3 questions still pending, but we'll come back to them. I wanted to speak to the C6 students that are already here. Any questions for them? A conservative bunch, they're not asking questions. Okay, maybe I'm speaking too much English. I should step down and go pidgin, right? Okay, right. If you're not asking them questions, I will give them opportunity to just share a bit of what their experience is like and what tips and advice they may have for you. So while they kind of prepare that in their heads, let me take these questions in the in-call chat. So Favor, Collins, Charity, I'll come to you in that order in a bit, so you can kind of briefly share your experience and give them some tips that will see them through. So Ridwan again is asking, and I'm loving you, Ridwan. I love questions. For those of us that are working, can we have access to our trainers anytime, please? I work from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Although I'm not sure what time zone, you have to give me the time zone so I can work out in my head kind of where that places you. But yeah, from time immemorial, we've had learners who do full-time work and also learn in the academy, and they've kind of managed it and graduated. We've had learners who have given birth to children whilst on the program, right? We've seen it all. Okay. We have some babies that are named CIL Academy. No, we don't, but yeah. So we've seen it all, right? You're gonna have to work your way through this program around what you're trying to do. The reason there are 7 laptops in front of me is because whilst we are on induction, we are also actively still working, right? Work is ongoing here and there. So you would have to become better at planning and time management. Okay, your LMS is available to you, your learning management system, where you can learn on your own at any point in time. But there are these so-called instructor-led sessions where some tutors within CIL will come in and explain more to you. You want to try and attend those as much as you possibly can. There's also a lot of experience or opportunities for you to experience real life ongoing work in some cases. You want to make out time to attend all of that. And I know it's not going to be easy, but planning and time management will be your best friend there. Okay. Ridwan is also asking what the maximum number of students on merit would be, please. The maximum number of students on merit as of today is equal to the maximum number of 7 students on this call. Tomorrow, next week, next month, that may start to fall down, depending on how the merit game is going. So you all equally merited today, but we shall see as the day goes by. Okay. Ekoko, I kind of like that name. Hopefully I've pronounced it properly. Ekoko Frederick is asking, are there certifications data engineers are required to undertake? Again, I'm going to repeat. For the faculty, there's only one mandatory certification, which are the foundational ones. Only one is mandatory. However, we would introduce it to all the other ones. And yes, there are good certifications for data engineers to distinguish themselves with. I think Amazon recently even launched one towards the tail end of last year. I can't remember Maureen might be able to help me put that in the in-call chats. So yes, there are indeed certifications that you can take, but we don't mandate them. Okay, we only mandate the foundational ones and at least one of it. And we'll give you lots and lots of details and preparatory material for that one. Okay. Are the trainers, Ridwan is asking again, are the trainers always available when you're trying to figure out some challenges? Okay, so you're in Lagos, West African time zone, 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah, you might struggle a little bit with some of the instructor-led sessions, Ridwan, because they tend to happen around, say, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. West African time. But I'm hoping you'll be able to arrange yourself to attend them because you'll be giving the information far ahead. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Maureen. AWS Certified Data Engineer Associate is the one that was launched towards the tail end of last year, which is a pretty good one for data engineers to aspire to. So, Ridwan, in answer to your question, your trainers are always available, right? I am always available, okay? I would say don't disturb them at night time, but I don't care. Disturb me whenever you want to. If you've got stuff that you need to ask questions on, you'll be introduced to Slack. Slack is your main communication channel. If you put a question in Slack, an answer will find you. Okay? Great. So Favor, talk to them. What should they be afraid of? Well, apart from me.
Okay, amazing. God 7. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today at your induction, sharing my journey from uncertainty to a robust foundation in the world of technology. And I want to express my gratitude for this opportunity to speak with the new cohort at CIL Academy. Yeah, where possibilities are endless. Mr. Blessing can explain that better. Diving into it, I want you to, I'd love you to picture this. I graduated and got certified from my initial tech school, thinking I had a solid foundation. But soon after, I found out that I saw myself struggling with challenges that shook the very core of what I thought I knew. It was like a wake up call. It was it was a realization that a strong foundation is a key to navigating our evolving tech space. Yeah. Like, I'm sure you heard Mr. Blessing when he said I'm sure you heard him when he said you might see the Model 1 courses and you'll be like, oh, they're basic things. Then when you get to Model 5, you now find out that you really needed them. That was my story. So fast forwarding to CIL Academy. CIL Academy Zero to Techie program. I stumbled upon it on LinkedIn, and it, even with my existing tech knowledge, I decided to apply. And I chose data engineering because in my previous school I studied DevOps engineering. From the day one when I saw the course outline, I was wowed. Yeah, I could see courses like basic networking. I could see courses like OSI model. I could see courses like internet and cloud, and I was really, really amazed. Then here I am today, here with you, not just as a student, but also as someone asked to share my journey with you. My previous post-graduation struggle was, it wasn't unique. They are not unique. I'm sure, I know some of you might resonate with the feeling of uncertainty. Here's the thing, CIL Academy was not just another school for me. CIL Academy, I took CIL Academy as a journey. It was a journey. It was a process for rebuilding and fortifying my tech foundation. The Zero to Techie program is a game changer for me. It's not just acquiring knowledge. It's about understanding the intricacies of the tech world. It's adapting to changes. It's thriving in an environment that demands constant evolution. And through my experience, I learned a lot of things, like words of wisdom, like dedication. Yeah, dedication is your greatest ally. You have to embrace challenges because they are the stepping stone to growth. My time in CIL Academy was an investment, and I'm sure it is going to be an investment for you, an investment in your future, and it's a journey worth taking seriously. I always remember this, that success in the tech world is not just about what you know now. It's about it's how resilient and adaptable you are to what comes next, because tech evolves. CIL Academy provides you the tools, provides you the knowledge, the community to help you succeed. Seize every opportunity, engage with your peers, and make the most of the resources available to you. Don't miss any course. As you embark on this journey, I'll tell you that you should let your commitment be your compass. Don't see challenges as something, as a defeat or discouragement. Embrace every challenge and see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. CIL Academy is not just a school. It's a launch pad for your dreams and aspiration in the tech industry. I wish each and every one of you a fulfilling and transformative journey at CIL Academy. The tech world awaits your unique contribution, and I have no doubt that you emerge this program not just as graduates, but as a confident, skilled, and inspired techies. Thank you very much.
Wow. I'm looking for words to top that up. I've been making lots of notes.
I'm pumped up, Blessing. I'm pumped up.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Right. Collins, do you want to come in? Thank you very much, Favor. Over to you, Collins.
All right. Yes. Thank you. So, congratulations once again to the Cohort 7 guys. I'll say it's an opportunity for you guys to really get down and get your hands dirty, because CIL Academy will give you all the tools and the necessary support that you will need. But then in the long run, it all boils down to you and what you really want. So from my experiences, I'd say when we started, it was just the same procedure like this, but so far so good. Certain things that I've learned so far and how I'm even able to combine them to build projects, it's even surprising to me myself. It's quite funny. But one advice I'll give to you guys is the courses, you will come across some courses that will be, probably you will find them to be over 4 or 5 hours, and some will be less than 10 minutes. Take every course serious. The ones you think they will be 5 minutes, you can easily skip them and then move on to the ones with the higher duration. You will find yourself stuck somewhere, and you will get to understand that that course that you had skipped, which was just 5 or 10 minutes, was what you actually needed to fix the problem you're having. An experience that I am always grateful for, despite the fact that we learned all the courses. This experience was not even part of any of the course at all. It has to do with debugging. I remember previously if I'm working on any project or anything, if I get stuck while debugging, I just begin to suffer headache. I find myself probably quitting that stuff challenge or leaving it for a while. But there was one period when, I think around last month, Blessing was just building a real life project in front of us, just nice and easy. Started everything in our front. We were watching it. Got stuck. While debugging, he will be cracking joke, driving, talking to someone, just catching fun with all of us. And I will be like, how is this man doing it? I'm here suffering headache debugging, but this man is just taking it nice and easy. So after a while, I got to learn some things from him, that sometimes the harder things that you think is that difficult is just in front of you. All you need to do is probably change your approach, make certain tweaks, see if it works. If it doesn't, leave it and then get back to it again. So in the long run, work hard, play hard, wake up, then work harder again, because the world is yours and it's up to you to grab it with full hands and make the best of it. That's it from me.
Fantastic. Wow. That's just beautiful. Thank you very, very, very much. I love that. Right. Income Charity. Let's hear from you, Charity. Thank you.
Hello again.
And only hope Charity doesn't use technical linguas on this call.
No, I'm not going to. Congratulations, Cohort 7. You've made a very good decision to be here. Like, you made the best decision of your life. When my friend first sent me the link to join Cohort 6 of CIL Academy, I was like, oh, okay. This, I didn't really take it as serious at first. I said, okay, let me just see how it goes. But I knew deep down that I would give it my all. I would take it as serious as I can, maybe watch and see how everything plays out. From the first module, from the first meeting, like we had like this, I saw the curriculum and I was like, wow, okay, this is deep stuff. And it looked very scary. But Blessing told us something that has helped me navigate this journey. Like Favor called, yes, it has been a very, very exciting journey. He said that you have to always be willing to learn. I watch him with all his years of experience, and he's still always Googling things. He's still always researching stuff. He doesn't know everything. And I came with the mindset that, wow, when am I going to finish learning all these things and have it in my head? Oh my God, this is too much. But I had to learn that it's a lifelong journey. Learning is a lifelong journey. We are always going to keep learning. There is always going to be something to learn. So what I'm going to say to you, Cohort 7, is that you should come into this journey with that mindset. Come with the mindset that you would always keep learning. You will always keep studying. There's always something to learn. It's not just after this program now you relax. Oh, I finished learning everything I need to learn in CIL Academy. Let me relax. No, there's still more to learn. So come with the mindset that you will never stop. Just keep learning. Be hungry for the knowledge. Be hungry and always ask questions. Always contribute. Always be part of. Be like, put yourself in the learning. Apply yourself in everything we are doing here. Apply yourself, give it your all. And I promise you're going to come out better. This when I started, I didn't have any tech background, to be honest. My higher background was like, okay, I can use laptop very well. I was a content writer and a virtual assistant. That is all. I didn't have the so when they said it's zero to techie, believe me, it's really zero to techie. That's why Victor just joked now that maybe I'll start using technical terms and because I'm now a techie for real. I'm now a techie because CIL Academy has really built me up, broken me down, and built me back up. So come into this journey with a learning mindset and a mindset that you always keep growing, you always keep learning, and just give it your all. That's all from me. Thank you.
Just
My
before Blessing says anything, Charity, I hope you know you've not graduated from the academy yet. You're still in the I want you
I
to see my
know.
face.
I know, and that's why I'm saying I'm still learning. Yes, I'm not done learning. I will
I
still
was
keep
on a
learning.
lighter note. Thank you very much for those words. Blessing.
see, Victor, I've been carefully looking to see if I will cite Blessing Mojiji. We're not starting this fight today here. Charity is making it all the way, we hope. And if she doesn't make it, oh God, right? Okay, let's not go that if. Wow. I mean, I would want to keep taking more questions, but we already 4 minutes out of time, and I've tried to answer some of them. Okay, I don't know how we'll do this. Time is never enough, right? Time is never ever enough. I would want you to kind of engage with these people here. So, Victor, just borrow me a few more minutes. Let me just ask cohort 7 one more time, right? Cohort 7, do you have questions you want to ask Favor, Collins, or Charity? Very conservative cohort. I, I hear 7 is the perfect number, right? So this got to be the perfect cohort, right? I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I would assume they've got no question, but yeah, I could just listening to 3 of them speak. I literally want to just hand the academy over to them, right, and just go to Brazil and be fishing somewhere in an island and just live a simple life. These are
You don't go to Brazil with laptops.
nah, just a simple life. Fish, catch a fish a day, green it, eat, and watch the sunset. That's my retirement plan, right? I mean, it's awesome hearing from you. It's awesome hearing from 3 of you. And later today, I think you get to hear from cohort 5, who who are there, who have been through this and graduated on the other side. I was saying something to OJ the other day. I said, I know when we say fantastic cloud beasts and where to find them. I can literally tell you where to find them now. These students, these learners, they are fantastic cloud beasts, and I cannot rave enough about them. I can't. Someone spoke to me last week and said, "Yeah, you run an academy, right? Do you have anyone I can employ from that academy?" And I went, "Yeah, you can employ everyone that graduates from my academy, right?" This is how confident I am of them. Super, super confident. And this confidence has not come from sentimentality. They've come from a lot. People would tell you those days driving down the A419 and debugging stuff, right? You guys will understand these things. Charity would tell you those days, stopping and starting and making sure that I think we were up 8 to 2 a.m. last time we did this. There was even a day we were up through the night, just doing stuff. These guys, they've been through the fire, literally, to come out on the other end, to be what you're hearing them look like or sound like today. And this will happen to you, right? This will happen to you. Cohort 7, you're going to love me, you're going to hate me. I'm not sure, but I'm sure you become cloud and data engineers. So thank you. Victor, how are yours?
Collins and Favor in the classroom where we would get to discuss if you are truly a techie or not after this call. But yeah, thanks for sharing this moment with us and letting us know how much it really can mean when we bring ourselves as the first requirement for every training part. So we would just go on a 5 minute recess. Yeah, 5 minute recess. Some of us might have been sitting for a while, so let's just take that break exactly 11:15 to discuss the next agenda for the day. A little bit of adjustment has just happened underneath as against what we our facilitator is unavoidably absent and we would put activate some other flow for and that's due to the fact that today's program. So see you in the next couple of minutes. Let's take that break. All right, if you're still here with us, can you just give me a thumbs up? It's exactly 11:15, and I want us to get back to the program. If I'm not alone, can you just give me a thumbs up? All right, all right. Great. I, I think I saw some thumbs up. But yeah, as I see thumbs up, I'd still love to see our faces. All right, all right, all right. Awesome. So while we come back from the break and we easing, can you just let seeing that Cohort 7 guy seems to be conservative in nature. They don't want to talk to us yet um, directly. Can we hear from the in-call message um, what the experience has been so far, hearing from OJ down to head of faculty, down to your seniors. Yeah, they are your seniors in CIL Academy. Don't worry, we would not have the SS2 and SS3 beef. We won't. Trust me not to let that happen. Trust me not to let that happen. And you can also count on members of the faculty to not let that happen. And so just use the in-call messages and let's know what the take home has been so far. It's not early to ask what the take home has been. I've been taking notes, and if you can see through a lot of punchlines from OJ, Blessing. I mean, I did not write from Charity. Well, am I inheriting the beef with Charity? No, I'm not inheriting that beef. I'm from Favor and Collins. I mean, so beautiful so far. So we'll be going to the next agenda for today, while I still keep an eye on reading from you in the income messages, income message as we would have it. So let's go on to the next slide, please. A big shout out to the guys working on the back end. Now, John is supposed to be with us, taking us through cloud engineering 10,000 feet. However, John is currently going through a lot. And is unavoidably absent. So head of faculty would be taking this session respectively. I already brought in someone to do some magic. However, let me just acknowledge the presence of Cousin, who came in on a brief notice. This is to answer the question of Ridlo, and let me tie it down, Blessing, before you take off the mic, to say instructors would be there. You just need to activate the call, and you would see them at your space almost immediately. That is how much they commit to what they do. And we say a big shout out to all of our instructors in CIL Academy. All right, over to you, Head of Faculty, Celebrity Blessing.
Goodness gracious. I see Celebrity Costume. Thank you for joining up. But yeah, I'll take this one. Thank you very much. Let me see. I'm just trying to see who is still on the call. Let's walk through. Everything okay, are we? Okay, good. Bear with me a second, people. Okay, right. Fantastic. So I still have Maureen on. I still have Wanis, and I still have Sophie. That's good. Thank you. Good to know. Again, all through this session, you need to ask questions. You need to talk to us. There is no such thing as a not so good question. I don't want to use the word people use all the time, but there's no question that is not good enough, right? Learn to ask first, right? You get an answer to every single question that you ask, right? At least today and the next few days, you will get an answer straight away. Maybe in the next few weeks, I might answer some of your questions with questions, right? But today and the next few days, you definitely get answers. So please ask, talk to us. one of the mandatory requirements to graduate from the academy is that we know you. So trust me, you're not going to be able to hide for long. Some of the people that just came on and spoke to you a while ago never said a word until some point. I think the first time Favor actually stepped up and said anything was around module 5, if I'm not mistaken, module 5, right? So you will not hide for long. We'll pull it to the fore. Don't worry about that. So you might as well start from today. Start practicing the talk. Okay, talk to us. Right. I love John's face, and you're going to see a lot of John on the program. But seeing as John is not available today, I will try as much as I can to fill in the space for him and wish him well with whatever is going on at the point in time. Our prayers and thoughts. Make sure that is okay. Let's go to the next slide, please. The one that talks about the content. Fabulous. So we're looking at cloud engineering, but we are not going to be looking at it in so much of a detail because today is not the day for that. But we just want to kind of look across. When you think cloud engineering, what do you see? What do you think? What do you expect? And tomorrow we'll repeat the same exercise with data engineering. So I don't want my data engineers on cohort 7 to start feeling left out. That's not the case. Okay, today, cloud, tomorrow we look at data. So when you look at cloud engineering in all its ramifications, what you see on the screen are some of the things that you kind of experience within the cloud engineering universe. There are a lot more than this. You can break it down further, break it down. You can take cloud software engineering, for example, and start to break it down to cloud APIs, cloud integration, middleware, all this sort of stuff. So there is an almost infinite possibility of decomposition to this, but we need to keep it simple, right? We need to kind of wrap our head around what we can think of in the cloud. So you see cloud architect, cloud software engineer, security engineer, systems engineer, network engineer. Okay, the cloud architects, mostly you will find the cloud architects more involved in designs. Okay, how do you get solutions to work? So if you come to me today and say, I want to, okay, bear with me a second, let me figure out what's wrong with the dog. Right, looks all right. Okay, so if you came to me today to request a solution on, say, for example, you want to launch a new marketplace, you want to sell products, and you want to put it on the cloud, an architect will design that out for you. The architect may say to you, you need these components to do your computation, you need that component to do your data storage, you need that component to bring them together in a network. So there'll be that design that will be laid out by an architect for you. Okay, a cloud software engineer, as it states, is a software engineer with specific focus on the cloud. Okay, there's no difference from a normal software engineering, just that the locus of focus is different here. You're thinking of solutions that need to run in the cloud. So a typical software engineer might write a solution that runs in a server somewhere. But when it comes to the cloud space, you need to think differently. So for example, you start to hear things, people might say to you, serverless. Okay, you're running a solution, but there's no server involved, technically speaking, right? A software engineer will kind of realize that, okay, to make that solution work, I will need to get systems to talk together over what you will call an API. Okay, so as a cloud software engineer, you're doing this core software engineering, but without thinking, without mindset of the fact that this is going to be running in the cloud. Okay, a cloud security engineer focuses a lot on protecting what you've put in the cloud. You think of things like encryption. So when you go to your bank and you make a payment, okay, let's even just come back to the example of your application where you want to sell stuff. When your customers are paying for what they want to buy, you want to make sure that there's encryption. No one can trace or track or intercept and decode that communication when they are making those payments. Okay, your cloud security engineer wants to make sure that the access control is in place. Okay, someone has to log in to be able to place an order, and when that order has been placed, you can tell that XYZ person is the owner of this order. Okay, there has to be that access control. okay, both to the application and also to the data itself. So there's a whole lot of things that a cloud security engineer will be looking at. There's also the cloud systems engineer, or just generally cloud engineer, who focuses on implementing what the architect has designed. So if the architect has said we want the following compute components with the following data components to be networked over the following networking components, the cloud engineer would make sure that that begins to take shape. Okay, there are many ways to achieve that, which you would learn as you go through your program. Then there's the network engineer. There's something I always say. Within the cloud, there are three things. I think cohort 6 will remember this, because we say when you want to read, you begin with ABC. Okay? When you want to sing, you begin with do, re, mi. Okay? When you want to cloud, you begin with what we call CSN. And those three letters stand for compute, storage, and networking. Okay? Now, compute and storage are great, but they don't do anything unless you network them. So there's a process where you get them to date and love each other. And that's what the networking engineer looks after. So these are sort of the things you will find in cloud engineering universe. And you are going to find yourself mastering some or all of these over the next few weeks. Let's go to the next slide, please. Let's just see a few more things that you kind of want to be aware of. When you start to think of cloud engineering, operating systems, Linux, Microsoft, Windows, whatever, all of that. Excuse me, please. Right, not now. I'm not taking phone calls now. Can you look after that for me? Thank you. So you think of Linux or even Windows. I'm not sure I've seen Windows OS yet. It should be there somewhere. Operating systems. You think of databases. Where do you store things? Okay. You think of programming. I've talked about software engineering in the previous slide. You think about networking, which I've also talked about. You think about DevOps. So DevOps kind of focuses on looking after the things that you've put in the cloud. Okay. But it's kind of this mindset where you're the one building it and you're the one caring for it. Now, back in the days, many years ago, some of us might never get to experience this, but many years ago, people just used to build stuff and then take what they've built and pass it on to someone else to look after. It didn't work very well for us in the IT world. So DevOps was invented, where those that built stuff were also those that love and care for them. So that's how DevOps came about. You start to learn concepts in DevOps such as continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. All these are concepts that allows you to think about how do we get a system from the beginning built out, rolled out, start to operate it, look after it, and in time decommission it. I am very big about retiring stuff, right? As you can see, I'm quite kind of getting into my old age, right? I'll retire soon. In the IT world, people are often bad at retiring stuff, okay? So think about, you built it, you need to run it, you need to love and care for it, keep it on the go, right? Keep it exercised, but also at some point, all great things must. Containerization. You learn more about containerization in due course. This is another kind of compute where you're not just thinking about a server, but you're thinking about a server running many smaller processes that together work to give you the compute power you need. Cloud providers, Azure from Microsoft, Google Cloud, you would know AWS from Amazon. You kind of get to hear about other ones like Alibaba, Oracle Cloud, and the rest of them. APIs, you get to learn about APIs too. Application programming interfaces. It is how you interconnect separate systems together in the modern world of the cloud. So all of these are some of the things you would start to wrap your head around. And if any of these things make no meaning whatsoever to you today, then don't worry, okay? In the next few weeks, you'll kind of be teaching me all of this, and I'll kind of sit down and learn them from you. So don't worry too much if they don't all seem to add up to a coherent knowledge in your head as of today. So yeah, that pretty much should be the last slide, I believe, on cloud engineering. Let me take some questions, please. You can tell I'm very, very interested in questions. I don't like the sound of my voice, right? I want to hear us. Talk to me, people. Maybe Victor, maybe part of that time, I'll start to give some awards to those that are speaking. We start to do some giveaways, right?
Safe to say the merits begins. We start taking note of those who are on merits.
To share. Questions, please. Speak to me. I really want to hear from you. Where is that lady from Kenya? Gladys, where are you? Was it Gladys? Gladys Mwangi. Where are you? Hello, Gladys.
Hello.
Speak to me. How's Nairobi? Whereabouts are you in Kenya?
I'm in Thika.
Where?
I'm in Thika in Kenya.
Thika, right. And how's the weather there?
It's sunny. It's okay. It's very fine.
El Nino has gone, right? We're no more in El Nino.
Yeah.
Okay. How's
Yes.
Mr. Ruto Williams? Why lost you?
Oh, yeah, he's okay. He's okay. We are adjusting to the life.
You're adjusting.
Yeah, we are adjusting.
I like that. I like that. Is safe answer. Right.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself today?
Yes, I am. Even the session is very educative.
Fantastic.
Informative. Yeah.
Good. Nice hearing from you. Well done.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. See, I'll pick people like that out. Okay, one after the other. So don't run away. Don't hide. I'll find you all. Any questions so far yet in the in-call chat, Victor? No questions yet. What's going on? It's like
No questions yet.
We're just going to graduate them today. They know everything already.
Makes the job very easy.
Yeah, I think the questions will come. What we're going to do, I think, Victor, if you want to bring in the next set of people, of whom I'm super, super proud of, right? If you think those people that spoke earlier were my generals, like these ones are these are field marshals, right? These people they've aced the fact, like in fact, when these people start talking now, you fall under the anointing, right? Cloud anointing is about to rain. So, Victor, bring them in, please.
All right, thank you very much. So we've had a quick overview of cloud engineering, 10,000 feet, and trust me, you are about to get your hands dirty in the next couple of weeks around that circumference. So this time around, we want you to solely engage our alumni. So it's our tradition to bring learners who successfully went through our program during induction services like this. Did I just say services? You see, the cloud anointing is already working. The cloud anointing is already working. And oh, great. Thank you very much for putting up that slide. So we want you to engage them, and they would also give us a little of their background, their career trajectory in about 2 to 3 minutes, and we then engage them with questions, as it were. Sophie Ejikeme, Oluwamuyiwa Agbola, Maureen Onove. I hope I got that correctly. I like the arrangement of the slide. You see, the two ladies are standing by the side, and there is the gentleman in the middle. However, Oluwamuyiwa, can you confirm me on the call? This is the point where I bring you people on. I think I would want Muyiwa to start off the session for let's 5 learners.
Hold on, Victor. Ladies first, please.
Warren is saying blessed amongst women, isn't it? Now, the reason why I'm asking Muyiwa to start off that session is because Muyiwa has all right, hello to Muyiwa's friend joining the call. Subscribe to Zero to Techie program and you would have full access to the call subsequently. And Muyiwa has a background in public health.
Yeah, I have a background in public health. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I think it's Victor's network.
Oh, okay.
All right, so technical glitch here. I apologize for that. That's the reason why I'm joining with two devices here. I'm not like Blessing, so don't think I have about 7 laptops open here. But please confirm you can hear me here.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so yeah, Muyiwa, we just start off the session, and the reason why I wanted to start off is Muyiwa has a background in public health, if I'm very correct, and I want him to speak to the bit of the transitioning from what is. So there might be some of you who have a background in something entirely far from cloud and engineering. Muyiwa joined in the program, and today he has bagged the job title Special Workload Engineer in one of the finest organization in the world today. So Muyiwa, can you let us meet you? Let our Code 7 learners meet you and take us through that trajectory, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Victor, for that warm introduction. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, so just like Victor had just said, my name is Oluwamuyo Agbola. I work with Secure Intelligence Limited as a specialized workload engineer. I know sometime early last year, I think around January, I was talking to a cousin of mine in the United States, and he was the one who told me about the whole cloud engineering, data engineering, and all. Before then, due to my experience in public health, I worked on HIV/AIDS and hepatitis, and the organization I was working with before was an international organization. That's the University of Maryland, Baltimore. We had an health informatics department where we build a lot of software engineering solutions to help the federal government of Nigeria in regards to HIV/AIDS implementation. So I didn't even know anything about cloud. I didn't know anything about data engineering. Then over time, so I was talking to that cousin of mine, and he told me about the whole cloud engineering and data engineering, and I decided that okay, I think this is a route I would like to go through. And what I did was that I went on Twitter. I started following accounts that post content related to cloud engineering. That was how I saw this Secure Intelligence Zero to Techie program. I stumbled on it on Twitter. I registered for it. In fact, when I got a mail that the program was going to start, I had two thoughts about it. That looking at the intensity of my work that I do, is it possible for me to be able to combine it together? Is it possible for me to be able to transition from public health into tech? But then I almost decided I was not going to join that induction ceremony. I think I just saw the last minute notification, and I said, let me give this a try. And trust me, the first session I had that day where they brought partners from AWS, someone from Vodafone and all that, and they spoke to us about the whole cloud and data engineering stuff, I got convinced that this is where I want to be. And just like everyone had earlier stated, the guys from Cohort 6, it has been a wonderful learning experience for me. Secure Intelligence as an organization, one thing I know they focus on is the nitty-gritty of things. They focus on the basics. I could remember that we started learning OSI model, we started looking at Linux, and then later on we started looking at Python and all those. And trust me, each and every courses they are going to give out, you are definitely going to need it later, because in my work today, I do a lot of bash scripting. I write Python as a code. I do stuff on the cloud. So definitely you are going to need all those things. But one thing I just want to point out here is that for you to be able to achieve a lot during this journey, you have to have consistency. That is the main thing. You have to be consistent. You have to be determined. There are days that I will go to work. In fact, there are days that, like Ridwan was asking about, he said his work schedules from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Most times when we have our ILS session, our learning sessions where they bring instructors, most times I always have a meeting at work. I'm currently at work doing a particular task. But one thing I always do is that I knew that, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to transition from public health into this tech field. This is something I would like to do later on in the future. And if I need to get this done, I have to make some sacrifices. So what I did was that whenever we have these ILS sessions, sometimes I take excuse from work. Sometimes I call in sick. I'm not saying you should call in sick. Sometimes I call in sick and all that. But I made sure that I was able to dedicate a substantial part of my time into this. And for the records, I'm someone who on a normal day, because in CIL, in Security Intelligence Limited Academy, you are not going to just learn the technical aspect of things. You will learn the soft skill part of things. I'm someone that even in my place of work, I do not like to speak. Public speaking was something I do not like to do. But at Secure Intelligence Limited, I've been able to I was called upon to take sessions. I've been able to do a webinar. Now, this is me here talking to you on the call. So you don't just learn the technical skill, you learn the soft skill. And then there's one thing Blessing talked about earlier on, you need to make yourself available. If you want to do this, you need to make yourself available. You need to take sacrifices. I need to tell you that, because for someone like me, I was someone that was outgoing. I was always having fun, doing stuff and all that. But I had to cut down on those times, because during the day I had to go to work. During the night, I have to study. Those classes that I've missed, I look at those topics. I need to go extra mile to go and read and study, because I know that this is one thing I want to do. So it's glad to have you guys on board. We are going to be meeting several times. I know over time we are still going to meet. The only thing I can say is that put in your best. You are in the right environment. You have one of the best hands out there. They are easily accessible. You can walk into their DMs. You can message them, and trust me, they will guide you all through this journey. So thank you very much for the opportunity. Over.
Yeah, thank you very much for that general overview. I think I'll come with specific questions for you. Thank you very much. Let's hear from Sophie. Hi, good morning, Sophie. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Sophie. Sophie, let's get to meet you. Give us a little bit of your background and how the journey into CIL Academy was for you.
Yeah, I'm going to make it very brief. I have a background in linguistics. I can imagine someone who has a background in linguistics coming to technology. So it's going to take a while, and it's going to be, it's going to take a lot, yeah. So late in 2022, I made up my mind to refill my cup of knowledge, because I'm this type who always wants to acquire knowledge. So, and then I applied, and I got in. Now, what I'm trying to say is that secure intelligence is an academy where you'll be built, you'll be formed, you'll be fashioned to be able to solve problems, okay? And one thing I'll be able to, I want to tell you is that you are not alone, okay? You have facilitators, you have instructors, you have people that will be there to hold your hand. Now, I'll use my case as a case study, myself as a case study. You're looking at somebody who was a novice. As I said before, I have a background in linguistics. When I got into the program, I saw people who were actually advanced, because now let me tell you something. Everyone here is not on the same page, code 7. You're not on the same page with one another. There are some people here who have gone extra lengths in what you're here to learn together, okay? But what I wanted to know is that do away with any fractured mindsets, okay? Come with a full-fledged mindset, and then you see yourself doing magic. Now, myself as a case study is in the sense that I knew nothing about it, okay? And when I saw people that were advanced, they were actually doing it and then solving problems, I felt like withdrawn somehow and overwhelmed, because I wasn't able to do anything. What did I do? I I organized a support group. Now, I will advise that if there are times where you find yourself in that ditch, okay, I don't want you to sink in that ditch. Don't sink in it. Find something to hold on to that will help you to rise above water. So what I did then in my own case was to organize a support group where people like myself, I knew that I wasn't alone. I think there were people that were also beginners, people like me that were also beginners. So I sought out for them that, okay, let's just form a support group and a group where we can invite maybe some of these advanced people to come and give us tutorials on some specific aspect that we're finding very difficult, especially in coding aspects, understand? And I could tell you for real that this group actually materialized, is grew into a network of tech service. And from this group, we've recorded tremendous successes. We've supported one another in every dimension whatsoever you can think about. And as I said before, that CIL Academy is going to drill you. It's not going to be rosy. Now, you remember when Blessing said something about competence is not born out of complacency, and it's very, very true. So if you want to come out refined, polished, and skilled, you have to have a full-fledged mindset. Come with a full-fledged mindset. Be determined and be consistent. And consistency is just the key word. And I want you to know and understand that there are times when you have to fail. Just like Ochi will have to tell us that you should fail forward. When you fail, don't be there. Just get up and then move on. And he always says something about learn how to learn. So you need to learn how to learn. You need to know what works best for you. Is it video tutorials? Is it documentation? Is it writing? Just learn how you are going to learn that is going to be beneficial for you. So for my case, I was very, very new, but with consistency, with grit, with zest, with passion, with commitment, with every other thing you can think positive about yourself, you can make it happen. And again, if you're the type that you want to find yourself focused in what you're doing, you can just place something in note in front of you that you can just wake up to. Okay, you wake up to this thing and you read it every day. It gives you a reminder that this is where you want to be, and this is actually where you're going to be. Thank you. If you have any question, I'll be willing to answer them.
Thank you very much for that. It's nice meeting you. Thanks for the overview you've given. Let's hear from Maureen. Hi, good morning, Maureen.
Hello, good morning. Confirm you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, OG.
Maureen is joining us somewhere from Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Victor. Hello, every member of the faculty and cohort 7 new joiners. I want to start by congratulating you, and I want to borrow something that the earlier speaker said. I think that's Charity, that this is one of the best decisions that you have made this year. I assure you that. My name is Maureen Onovai. Yeah, so I had a background in administration, like business administration and all that. So I was working as an administrator somewhere, but then I think that was sometime in 2022. I got tired of the routine, nature of the tax. I wanted something more. So I decided to transition into tech, but then I didn't really know how to structure the roadmap. Yeah, so I started by taking some courses. So I took some data analytics courses, and then I finished. But I wasn't satisfied. Yeah. So while I was, while I was feeling unsatisfied, I got the link to CIL Academy data 0 to Techie. But then also, while I was doing all that, I didn't want to go so deep in tech. I didn't want to code. I didn't want to go into programming. So I wanted to just do something, you know, something simple. But I joined the Zero to Techie program. When we started, when I got the email that I qualified to be part of it, I didn't know what to expect. Like some of you here might not really know what to expect, you know, hence some questions are coming. But then I joined the induction. The very first day I joined the induction and I saw the way everything was structured, and I was like, wow, these guys are not joking, you know. So I made up my mind that I am going to, you know, follow through. But also I followed through, but then in my usual lackadaisical way. I'm sorry to say that some of you might not know. Yeah. So I say some of you might not know because CIL Academy actually affected that part of me. I used to be lackadaisical. Yeah. So I just joined first module, second module. I didn't really give it my all. I did finish most of the courses. And then when we got to module 3, but I was enjoying the process though. When we got to module 3, I think that was when either module 2 or 3, that's when there was supposed to be some reshuffling, and I saw myself about to be kicked out. That was when I got serious. Forgive me, guys. I'm saying this for somebody here because it's very important that when you start start with everything, like start from the beginning with a lot of focus. I say that because towards the model 3 I began to struggle because I didn't take model 1 and model 2 very seriously. I had to go back. So imagine combining model 2, model 3, which was my current model, and then going back to study the things that I had missed. It was very difficult, but then I somehow put through, and that helped me make the decision not to be like a Jessica anymore. So I, you know, became more serious about the program. And then I think that was module 3 when we started learning about programming, Python programming and all that. I decided to give it all my best. It was very challenging. I would say that going through the phases, the modules in CIL Academy could be very daunting, could be very challenging. But let me say some of the things that helped me go through. One of them is I had to learn time management. Like I think that was Muyowa when he was speaking about soft skill. It is very important that you combine the technical skill and the soft skill if you scale through in CIL Academy. So I had to learn time management, had to arrange my time. And Blessing had mentioned earlier that some people had children. Blah, blah. I had two, you know, and you know, sometimes I will be in the instructor-led sections and my children are all over me, but then I had those challenges, but then I had to really focus. Like I wanted to do this. Okay. Then again, that brings me to the second point, which is focus. I had to focus a lot. And in focusing, I had to eliminate a lot of alternatives. That's very important. Please, if you go through CIL and come out victorious, or if that's the word to use, eliminate a lot of alternatives. Like I know that there are many tech Zoom camps, tech this and tech that out there. And the moment you go into your social media, you see one link or the other, and then you're tempted to just, you know, combine, do all those, you know, do many things at a time. I'm going to advise, please do one, do this CIL Academy at a time. And at the end, you will definitely tell yourself that yes, this was a great decision. So yeah, so the next thing is a lot of sacrifice. So I had to sacrifice my time, my rest time, sleep time. In fact, I could no longer, I couldn't, sometimes I walk through the night. Yeah, so that is it. So the journey was definitely not a walk in the park, you know. Then going forward, you will have access to the to the LMS. You have access to AWS account. Use it very well. That's my advice. Use it very well. Nobody will be chasing you to do, but use it very well. I built a lot of things. In fact, one of the ways Blessing you discovered me was because I didn't know he was always seeing me there. Ah, let me just say that. You know, I'll just get a DM. I'm like, I saw this, I saw that. So I want to advise, use the elements very well, use the access you are given very well, because those times that you spend in the account building or, you know, trying to do something, trying to do something, there are times that build your muscles. It could be difficult. Remember, somebody trying to build a bicep, you don't go about lifting a weight that is something as little as maybe 5 kg or 2 kg. You have to lift something really heavy. So sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes you're trying to do something and you're not getting any headway, but those are the times that you need to push. So that's another thing I'll say to somebody. You will need to push a lot of times. Don't get tired of pushing, right? Then the next thing I want to say is that you have to develop this there's a word that he said, the bulldog stick to itiveness, something like that. Yeah, you have to stick to it. Yeah, CIL Academy will stick to you, I tell you that. But you also have to stick to CIL Academy. Stick to it in the essence that sometimes you just want to, you're just like, I beg, I'm tired. But no, don't get tired. Go, keep going and keep going and keep going. Yeah, so that's talking about tenacity. Develop it, build it. It will help you at the end of the day. Very, very important. Then the next thing that I would say is that you will go through pressures. Yeah, there will be pressures. Allow yourself to go through pressures. When those pressures come, say yes. Let me borrow a word I have learned from OJ recently. Say yes and try. Say yes and try. At every moment, say yes and try. There are some times that, okay, I know there are people here who started, like I said, I didn't know anything about cloud. I didn't know anything about AWS. So when I started at some point, I felt the imposter syndrome. I felt like I don't belong here. What am I doing here? You know, but thanks to CIL Academy instructors, they will always, they always boost your confidence. So I also want to bring forth what OJ said. In 6 months, you're not going to be an expert, but definitely your confidence will be built. You will have that foundation to be able to go out there and conquer. Definitely. So that's what I would have to say for now. Thank you, guys. I'm ready for any questions.
If this was a religious setting, I would have said this is the point where we share the grace. Blessing, what do you say to that?
I told you that the anointing will fall. You think I was joking? Cloud anointing is everywhere. Be there.
And I like the fact that they spoke to the technical bit and the non-technical bit, and that is one thing I want our incoming students to know about the academy. We solely are here for the technical bits of the technical skills, and we are also here for the non-technical skills. Now, who would have known? Who would have known that one of the things that we were doing for Muyiwa was we were pushing him to become that person, that resource person who would be able to interact with people much more better. Who would have known we were pushing Maureen to not be lackadaisical in our approach any longer. Let me say something, and this is just to let you know how much secure intelligence is out to do what we do best. Some of you might be wondering, do these cohort 5 guys currently now work with secure intelligence organization? Well. Blessed, do you want to speak to that bit?
Well, you can ask them. Hear from the horse's mouth. There's the reason why their pictures are framed with the secure intelligence logo, right? So yeah,
with secure intelligence logo.
We don't tell them what to say. So yeah, ask them that here.
All right, Maureen, you didn't tell us where you work, where you currently work today. I think Muyiwa mentioned. I'm not sure Sophie did also.
Oh yes. Let me say that I am. Let me introduce myself afresh. Maureen Onovai. I'm a data engineer currently working with CIL Secure Intelligence Limited.
It's lovely. Like that. See?
So yes, that answers who asked the question, Marion's question. Yes, I'm currently working full time for Secure Intelligence Limited as a data engineer.
Fantastic. Yeah. At some point, Nova, I was almost thinking we'll hear the red pill, blue pill story today.
Yes,
Maybe,
yes, I had actually
maybe
planned.
another
I
day.
had actually planned to say that, but
Maybe another
so
day,
guys,
right?
guys, no, I think I should add that to. Okay, so I think one of the things
That's
that made
just
me, yes, one of the things that really made me buckle up, like wake up, was one day I just saw in my DM. Okay, I had actually, like I told you, at some point I was struggling, but I knew I wanted to do this, so I was just researching. But yeah, I knew I needed an accountability partner, so I had some of my colleagues that I was trying to work with. Sophie had mentioned that we were trying to come together, but I knew deep down I was still struggling somehow. And then voila, one of the days I saw in my DM a message from the celebrity himself, like, I want to put you as one of the people in my radar that will work with me. And then he gave me the option of the red pill, blue pill. I don't know how many of us know the Matrix movie. uh and he sent me the video clips. When I finished, I had watched Matrix before, but then that particular one, but then I didn't take note of that particular part. When I finished watching that video, I told myself, no, this is what I was looking for. And of course, I took the red pill, and today I'm glad I did. So
my
guys, I want
goodness
to say,
gracious.
yeah, so I want to say, don't hide me. I was hiding from the beginning. I was,
Yeah,
until I was fished out. Yeah, so please don't hide.
yeah. True story. We'll find you one way or another. We will find you. We will find you. So yeah, I mean, it's beautiful to see all of these things happening today. Well, grateful you're all starting this journey with us again. And yeah, we hope in the next few months you will be the favor, the Collins, the Charity, the Maureen, the Whammies, and of course the Sophie speaking to onboarding cohorts coming into the academy. So yeah, beautiful. Are there any other questions that we haven't spoken to? I'm just scrolling through. I don't
I'm
see
doing
it.
same on my end. I'm not sure there is any question we've missed.
Yeah. So I think it's a wrap from my end for the day, right? It's been truly honorable hosting you guys. I really enjoyed every second of my today, and I can't wait for tomorrow. It's going to be a lot more fun, do a lot more things on data engineering, and I think Victor will give you some synopsis of what comes up tomorrow. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you to my C6 and C5 people that have joined today. Thank you, Victor, for hosting. And yeah, back to you to usher out the day. I was grateful.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Blessing you. Thank you very much. I would love to hear a closing remark, one or two closing remarks from OJ, if OJ is still on the call. Let me borrow 1 or 2 minutes of your time, OJ.
Video? Yep.
All
All right,
right.
great.
Hi,
I
guys.
hear OJ's voice.
Yeah,
All
sorry,
right.
I'm in the same location as Blessing, so I'm just going to use this device. Closing remarks. As you hear, everybody has, actually the C5 and C6 guys, it's the journey. Um, there's no completion in it. I tell the engineers at CIL, when I get the pleasure of working with them, that I I have to dedicate a few hours every day to learning myself. Like, it's impossible for you to master an evolving landscape. So what I mean by evolving is tech. Tech is so we've not even peeled, all of the layers in tech. Now there's generative AI, another branch of machine. You'll have seen a lot of adverts all over the place. A few years before, as in, it was all about blockchain and all of that. We're talking about cloud. Cloud fundamentally is the engine that is going to run tech for the foreseeable future. Everybody is going to deploy in the cloud. Some people might do stuff on prem, but everybody's going to deploy in the cloud. And all of this technology, whether it's blockchain, whether it's machine learning, you name it, the foundation of all of these things is data. It's because there's data, we continue to generate data that we can train models that can, in turn, function in AI applications. So understand that it's a journey. You need to be dedicated to the journey. You need to know that at your journey, what you will get over the next few months with CIL is fundamentals, foundations, confidence, right? You will get to a point where you know that you right? You can learn. You know how to figure things out without feeling overwhelmed. You know that okay, I don't know this terminology, but in a room, you can come into a room and say, hello everybody. The question you've asked, I don't have the answer, but give me a couple of hours, a couple of days, I'll be back and I'll give you the right answer. It's the confidence to enter a room that everybody expects you to know something, and you get into that room and say, I don't know exactly what you're asking me, but give me a few minutes, give me a day, I will know it and I'll come back and I'll let you know. Now, that confidence is where you're trying to get to in your learning journey, right? Because you get to a point where you know how you learn, you understand how you learn, and you have the confidence that you can learn whatever you need to learn, all right, and be able to use it. And that is what I'm hoping on this journey with CIL, in this phase of your journey, you pick up, all right? The art of learning, the art of bringing in knowledge into practice. And please don't lose sight of the delivery mechanism, right? So you might be as technical as you aspire. You might have a lot of knowledge, but if you cannot work with people, if you cannot collaborate with teams, if you cannot engage with other people, then you give yourself some sort of limitations in terms of application. There are very few individual companies in the world. Very few companies are one-man companies, or very few businesses are one-man businesses, right? The bulk of them would need at least 2, 3, 4 people. And as business grows, more people will join, right, to deliver those services. So you need to learn to work with teams. Now, teams means people that don't necessarily think like you, talk like you, act like you, look like you. They don't see the world like you do. You have to see that as an advantage, not it's not something to grumble or to moan about. It's something to embrace. The diversity you come across on a daily basis, right, is an opportunity for you to learn. So experienced teams, experienced people from, I know in this cohort we have people from Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria. I don't think there's any other particular nationality there. In previous cohorts we've had a wider range, but understand that the way you will tell a joke to a Ghanaian, the joke might not land well, right, if you're Nigerian, and the way a Kenyan might try to say a joke to a Nigerian, it might not land well. This gives you a global mindset. It clarifies things for you. It takes you out of where you're starting from, right? How you present information. How do you create a document that communicates your intent to another company? If you aspire to work in AWS, for example, in AWS, I don't know if they've changed now, but internally, slides were banned for a very long period of time in Amazon, right? Because Jeff Bezos would say he wants people to understand. So rather than just create some slides, he will say you write like an epistle, you write your proposal, and everybody will come into a meeting, and for the first phase of that meeting, they would read that document and understand it before they all start discussing and debating how to execute. Now, important thing is seeing what you do in context, right? If you're learning to write Python, to what end? If you're learning to deploy cloud infrastructure, to what end? You have to immerse yourself in the final output, what the objective is. So this journey you're starting, right? It is a journey. It's a journey that I hope you are able to pursue throughout your life, right? But it's a journey where you're not just picking up, technical skills, but you're picking up friendships. There are friendships that have been forged in the CIL Academy Slack channels and several WhatsApp groups that are for life, right? There are journeys that are going to try. There are people there are people in CIL now that I believe have romantic relationships. We've done our first intra CIL wedding, right? Which is, for me, it's amazing, right? But there, yeah, exactly. There there are people that would leave CIL and go on to start their own startups or work in the same place in the future, right? So you will get that opportunity. Embrace it, right? Embrace the embrace the journey. Or just everybody has said something. I want to emphasize that the program that you're going on is designed not to be easy, right? The last cohort 5, I think, the ones that most a few of them have joined SEAL today, I think there were about 800 thereabouts that attended the induction ceremony like this sometime in February last year. And I know that less than 50 of those people graduated, right? And SEAL actually more than happy to, okay, 29 graduated. Imagine that. Now this 29, they I don't think they graduated because they are first class students or they speak better than everybody else or anything like that. It was the follow through. They had follow through. They stuck to it, right? They went on that journey and they stuck to it and they got there, right? So I would encourage all of you to take this journey. I would encourage you to embrace everything in this journey, the difficult times. You heard one is talk about, I'm very sure maybe he used to, jai every Friday, go out and, chop life small, which everybody needs to do, right? But maybe for a few months or a few weeks, he said, all right, I'll come, I'll just put that on hold for a bit and I would, put in some effort here. And he's going to get the benefits for it, right? We will push you. We would what we're trying to compress within cohort 5 didn't even get the luxury of 6 months. I think they did about 8 or 9 months, right? Because what we're trying to compress into a very brief period is massive. It's stuff that people take years to learn, right? So it's not going to be a walk in the park. Life will happen to you. Some people might get married, have kids. God forbid. I think one or two people. I heard reports that they actually some not so great things happen to them in that journey, right? In during the journey. So life will happen. Expect life. Don't blame life for derailing you. Life will happen by itself, right? So please take it as a journey. Give it everything, right? And I promise you, this journey will give back to you, right? It will give back to you. I am not, in fact, I think I want to brag a little bit. It's not something I do often, but I don't think there's any other program anywhere in the world, right? Not just Africa. Now, I'm not trying to just I approach things with a global mindset. I don't think there's any program anywhere in the world, not even the ones offered directly by AWS, that will give you this breadth of opportunity to learn. It doesn't exist. I've not seen one. I'd like other people to actually copy us, right? It's not, they won't make us weaker by copying us, but they will make their graduates, their students better by copying us, because we're very focused on actual competence. It is the mindset we create it with. It's not those slides and just talk. It's about doing. So I am very proud of what we have in SEAL, and I am optimistic that you will take advantage, right, of this opportunity. I promise you that the fee that you have paid, right, this time around, because this is the first cohort where we've actually charged money for this. So you can ask the cohort 5 and cohort 6 guys, but you will realize by the time you get midway into your program that the fee doesn't even cover what you're doing, or what we are going to pour into you, or what we plan to pour into you. Please take advantage, right? At the end of the day, it's yours, right? Those guys that are working in SEAL now, some people have left SEAL, some people are coming, and SEAL becomes like a family for a lot of people. They will go on and they will still keep in touch because we would encourage you to grow, right? I would encourage you strongly again, and I'm repeating this: take advantage of what's in front of you right now. Commit to it. Commit a few months, a few weeks to radically improving the outcomes for yourselves, for your families, right? You will make money. Okay, so I can say that not because I'm a prophet or anything like that, but I tell you that the skills that you will have will make money, right? There was some of the adverts we used to run in CIL before that we would say, if you're a cloud engineer, you can make a certain amount of money. I think I told them to stop because I felt we were patronizing, right? But the fact is, I do know people that have come through CIL that are making those numbers, right? So it is not far-fetched, right? You will make money, okay? But if you're staring, if your focus is just money, right, it'll be harder for you to make it. But if your focus is on building tangible skills, tangible value, really, your focus is okay. Every time I do something, I get it right, I do it well, I put everything into it. The wealth or the money will follow. It will just respond to that, right? Focus on this opportunity, take advantage, get yourself in that place, and I promise you, your pathway, your life will be much better for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, OJ. That is really, really profound to hear. You would make money, but money shouldn't be the drive at the moment. Embrace the culture, embrace the learning, apply your heart to it, bring yourself first, and we will take you on that altitude where there would be plenty of turbulence. But trust me, you're not going to crash. There would always be a safe landing. All right, that's all for today. Let me just give a quick overview of what we would be doing tomorrow. We will be talking through technical foundations, 10,000 feet, assignments, use cases, project and teams, contextual learning and reinforcement, data engineering, 10,000 feet, and blogging your learning journey with CIL Academy, and quite a number of things we would be looking through tomorrow. We are right about on time, and that is something I want to appreciate every one of you who have joined this call, to members of the faculty, and members of the faculty, CIL staff who joined based on our request, and most definitely members of the academy, and to our newly inducted students, cohorts of cohort 7. Welcome. I would seek your indulgence to turn on your video once more as we take a group as we take a group photograph. How is that going to happen? That's why we're in the tech space. A big shout out to our brothers in Ghana. Our brothers in Ghana, you're welcome to CIL Academy. Our brothers in Kenya, you're welcome. And to our brothers in every aspect, every part of Lagos, every part of Nigeria, Lagos, Ogun State, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Jos, wherever you're joining us from. A big shout out, a big shout out to you all. A big shout out to you all. Tomorrow, I hope you would be engaging us much more. We've allowed us to be on the hearing journey today. You're trying to familiarize to know if Blessing You is that person I want to interact with, or OJ or Victor. But trust me, tomorrow you'll be hearing from those who you would have to interact with on a daily basis in CIL Academy. I would not mention their names, but they would be on the call tomorrow. And thank you very much for being part of today's session. Without any further ado, we would wrap it up for today. See you tomorrow, same time. Communications have been passed out on the meeting details and agendas. Please ensure you are on time and you're joining the call promptly, so we round up and attend to other issues of the day. Thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon, a good morning, a good evening, depending on whatever time zone you currently are. See you tomorrow.